Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this Fighter in Focus video, we'll be taking a look at Yndrasta for Warcry and Age of Sigmar. Here we have Yndrasta from the Dominion box set, and she's part of the Stormcast Eternals. And in this video, we're going to find out a little bit more about her, go through her background, find out what she's all about, and then we'll have a look at the War Scroll for Age of Sigmar, and we'll also have a look at a Warcry fighter card that I put together for her and some abilities so we can use her in our Warcry games too. Here's the model all assembled, and I haven't glued those wings in because I want to paint those separately. I'm going for a black theme for my Stormcast Eternal, so I want to do lots of dry brushing and really capture the texture in those wings. So I want to paint the wings separately to the body, and then I can assemble it together. I think I'll get a lot more of that great detail then, and a lot more access to the model. But fantastic model. I mean, the detail is amazing on this Thunderstrike armour. It's really impressive, and I'm really liking it and looking forward to seeing how they go and carry that on with the other miniatures. And also this swampy terrain theme I'm really liking across the Cruel Boys and also across all of the Stormcast Eternals on their bases. And just to give you an idea of size, we're looking at almost 12 centimetres to the very top of the model, at the tip of those wings, and just to the top of her head, just under 8 centimetres. And the width of those wings is 8 centimetres at the widest part. So a nice size model here, and you can see how she compares next to the Cruel Boss leader, that killer boss on Great Gnashtooth. So she certainly can hold her own in size against this beast, and then also alongside her fellow Stormcast Eternals, and these were all included in that Dominion box. You can see she towers above them, almost twice as high as the tallest miniature that comes with them. So really great looking miniature, and if you're interested in picking this up, I can highly recommend the Dominion box set. I'm so impressed with it and so happy I got it. The book is fantastic and there's so much great content. But check out my Dominion unboxing if you're not sure, and then you can see exactly what's included in the box. And hopefully that'll give you a good idea as to whether or not this is something you'd like to add to your collection. Now we've had a good look at the model, let's find out a little bit about Yndrasta The Celestial Spear and find out her background and how she fits into Age of Sigmar. If the primordial monsters of the realms fear anything, they fear Yndrasta. None in all of the hosts of Azyr are as accomplished in the slaying of beasts as she. The Celestial Spear stands amongst the mightiest of Sigmar's champions, and where this wrathful angel fights, no foul beast can hope to withstand her fury. When the hour is darkest, a radiant light fills the sky. The winds echo into the sharp cries of raptors. Then she arrives, an angel wreathed in lightning. With a fierce war shout, she hurls the spear Thengavar. No monster can evade this legendary weapon, which pursues them with a hunter's tenacity before magically returning to its master's hand. Only then does Yndrasta descend and the slaughter begin in earnest. Yndrasta was once the chieftain of a Gurish nation whose knights rode fierce Pegasi into battle. During the Age of Chaos, she assembled an alliance of warriors from across the Gurish hinterlands, and together they resisted the tide of ruin, buying time for thousands of refugees to make it through the gates of Azyr. Yet even those noble champions could not withstand the Blood God's ultimate champion, he who is named in the Forbidden Annals only as Doombreed. In the end, Yndrasta alone mounted her noble Pegasus and rode out to face the monster. No mortal could hope to best the Demon King, but after a desperate battle, the crippled Yndrasta drove her spear into Doombreed's flank, crying out to the God King to destroy both herself and the beast in a storm of blessed light. It's said that Sigmar unleashed one of the 12 great bolts that day, even as he raised Yndrasta's battered soul to the heavens. By his own hand did he reforge her, elevating her to the rank of Prime Huntress and charging her with slaying those monsters that would prey upon his people. There we go, there's a brief introduction to Yndrasta the Celestial Spear and a little bit of background and how she fits in with the lore of the Age of Sigmar. So now let's move on and take a look at her War Scroll to see her stats and abilities that we can use in the Age of Sigmar New Edition game. First up, let's look at the model characteristics, and we can see that Yndrasta's got a nice large movement of 12 inches with a 3+ save, bravery 10, and she can take 8 wounds. So comparing her to the killer boss on Great Gnashtooth, her rival leader, she's got a little bit more movement. Can't take as many wounds as him. He's got 10 wounds, but she's certainly got a lot more in the bravery department with a bravery 10 compared to the killer boss bravery 7. In the description, it tells us that Yndrasta, the Celestial Spear, is armed with Thengavar and the Blade of the High Heavens, and she can also fly, so she's got the fly ability there, so that's really great. With that movement 12 and flight, this is pretty awesome. Next, we've got the weapon characteristics, so you can see that we've got two different weapons here. We've got the missile weapon, Thengavar, and the melee weapons, the Blade of the High Heavens. So let's look at the Thengavar first, which is a range of 18 inches. You can make one attack. It's a 2+ to hit, a 2+ to wound, a -2 to rend, and the damage is D6. And then the second weapon is a melee weapon called Blade of the High Heavens, which has got a range of 1 inch. So if you get up close, you can use this, and then you can make 4 attacks. It's a 3+ to hit, a 2+ to wound, and a -2 to rend, and then the damage on that is a 3. It looks like Yndrasta's got quite a few abilities here, so let's work our way through them. And the first is called the Prime Huntress. And despite her angelic appearance, Yndrasta relishes hunting the mightiest and most terrifying quarry. Lifetimes of experience, celestial strength, and the power of a spear Thengavar see even the most monolithic of terrors swiftly fall before her wrath. And with this ability, if any monsters are within 3 inches of this unit, we add 10 to the number of wounds suffered by those monsters when determining which row on their damage table to use. The next ability is called Champion of Sigmar. Forged by Sigmar's own hand, Yndrasta is protected by a divine aura so potent that swords and arrows simply rebound off her. This unit has a 4+ ward. Next, we've got Dazzling Radiance. Yndrasta's God-touch brilliance can call stranded Stormcast souls once more into the fray. Once per turn in your hero phase, if this unit is on the battlefield, you can return 1 slain model to each friendly Stormcast Eternals unit with a wounds characteristic of 3 or less that is wholly within 12 inches of this unit. And then the final ability is called Hawk of the Celestial Skies. The sight of Yndrasta's seraphic form soaring overhead inspires her warriors with immeasurable resolve. Do not take battle shock tests for friendly Stormcast Eternals and Cities of Sigmar units wholly within 12 inches of this unit. So there we go, that's the 4 abilities that she can use. So really interesting fighter this. I really like the look of this, and I can't wait to find out a lot more and give it a go in the game. But this looks awesome. Those abilities sound really great. And then the final thing to look at on the War Scroll are the keywords, and these are Order, Stormcast Eternals, Thunderstrike, Hero, and Yndrasta. That covers Yndrasta for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, so now let's have a look how we can use her in Warcry, and for this I've put together my own Warcry card, and here it is, and it's also been made available to all my Patreons, so they can get this card for free on the Discord channel, and also on Patreon. I'll put a post where they can get it. And if you're interested in joining my Patreon, supporting the channel, getting some awesome perks each month, then please check out my Patreon page. It'll be great to see you there, and I'll put a link in the description below. But here we go, here's the card I put together for Yndrasta for Warcry. I've put Yndrasta into the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber, my favourite chamber, but I also think that she matches the abilities that already exist for the leaders really well, and as a hunter I think she's going to fit in perfectly with this. And I've loosely based the stats on the Knight Azeros and the Knight Zephyros fighter cards and kind of mixed them together. But here you can see she's going to come in at 265 points. She's got the rune mark for the leader, the Flaming Skull, and the Flight rune mark. She's got a movement of 10, toughness 5, and can take 30 wounds. And for her weapons, she's got 2 options. We've got the first one is that Celestial Spear, which has got a range of up to 8, so you can use it from any distance right up to 8. Can make 3 attacks, strength 4, dealing 1 to 4 on a crit. But if you get up close, you've got the sword as well, so you've got a range of 1, can make 4 attacks, strength 4, dealing 2 to 4 on a crit. So I think she's really going to fit in with the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber, and I like these stats. Putting her together with some long strike crossbows and hurricane crossbows and a bunch of Aether Wings is just going to look so awesome. So I can't wait to try her out in Warcry and see how it works using these stats. For her abilities, any member of the Stormcast Eternal's Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber, as long as they've got that rune mark, they can use this double called Tireless Hunters, and this is a regular fighter ability. With this, we add half to the value of the ability, rounding up to the move characteristic of this fighter for the next move action they make this activation. So this is good to either get them into the fight or get them a little bit further out of the fray, keeping up a bit of distance. You know, the maximum you're going to get here is going to be 3 extra inches, but already with that movement of 10, if we can add 3 to that, and she can fly, she can really cover some serious ground. And it's only double, so I can see this coming up quite a lot in a game. Then we've got the Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber leader abilities, and the first one that any leader with the rune mark of leader rune mark and Vanguard Auxiliary Chamber rune mark can use is called Righteous Aura, and until the end of the battle round we add 1 to the toughness characteristics of friendly fighters while they are within 6 inches of this fighter. Now this one, I find with the Stormcast, they're pretty tough already. All the ones here are like toughness 5 pretty much, and apart from the Aetherwing and the Gryph-hound. But I think this could be a good ability to use if you've got a Gryph-hound, and certainly, or even the Aetherwing to some degree, but I wouldn't use them to fight. They're more for moving around and claiming objectives and using their warning cry ability. But if you've got a Gryph-hound, I think this is really handy to have and to use to get their toughness up from a 4 to a 5. With the rune marks on her fighter card, she's also got access to a quad called the Light of Sigmar, and this is an awesome ability. I think this is really going to fit in. I can imagine her coming into the battle and then using all her weapons to do some serious damage. And with this ability, we allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of this ability to all visible enemy fighters within 3 inches of this fighter. So a really great quad. Reminds me of a lot of the one that comes with the K-Knight Shadowstalkers for the Shroud Queen, and I really like these quad abilities, doing some serious damage. You've got to get in close though, so I think using your long strike and hurricane crossbows from a distance at range to take out the enemy and wear them down, and then just steam in with Yndrasta and then use this quad would be a devastating ability and a great tactic to play in the game. So there we go, that covers our Fighter in Focus video for Yndrasta, a great model, and I think it's going to be super fun to play in Warcry, and I can't wait to learn more about Age of Sigmar and get going with that too. But what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this a leader you'd like to include in your warband for Warcry or for your army for Age of Sigmar? I'd like to pick up this miniature that she's included in Dominion box set, and I'll put links in the description below where you can find this and save up to 20% on the RRP, and there'll be affiliate links to Element Games and Wayland Games where you can save that great discount, and for every sale made through link you're also supporting the channel too, as I get a small commission and that helps me do loads more videos like this. So thanks so much for that support, it's really great. I hope you enjoyed the video, and look out for more videos coming for all these fighters that were included in the Dominion box set. You can also see the Cruel Boy leader, the killer boss on Great Gnashtooth. That video's up already, and the rest of the videos will be coming out over the next week. But thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'd be great to see you there.